to have a conversation about what's to come as well. I want to bring into the conversation political analyst Brian Sobel. Brian, thanks so much for being with us here on Live Now from Fox. Of course, we've been watching very closely as several of these confirmations are coming in. We've been watching the hearings. Some have been more hairy than others, but some have come a bit easier. Let's talk a bit more first about Howard Lutnick, his role, and how his confirmation process went.
Well, first of all, the Secretary of Commerce, which viewers may not really follow the Commerce Department, is huge. A very important cabinet position. Obviously, with the challenges in artificial intelligence and in computers right now, somebody who is the head of the Commerce Department, who has an understanding, as Lutnick does, of AI, of computers, is important. We're in a world challenge now about who will dominate in the world of artificial intelligence and computers, and we have a chance to stay ahead of what some may say are despotic countries in Iran and North Korea, in China, in Russia, who want to militarize AI and computers to attempt to cower other countries, and we have to stay ahead. And so Howard Lutnick will be charged with and challenged with a vociferous defense of our country through these artificial intelligence and computer questions and problems.
And it'll be interesting because, again, that's sort of what we've been watching is how these folks are filling out these positions. I'm glad you explained a bit more about what the Commerce Secretary is going to do. But let's also talk about another big name that we've been talking about as it comes to these confirmations, Kash Patel. What are your thoughts on his process? We do know that earlier today, it was moved forward in a vote along party lines for his confirmation. They've crossed several hurdles that have been expected. What do you think about that process, and do you ultimately think he'll be confirmed?
Yes, the process has been interesting to watch, whether it is Tulsi Gabbard or whether it's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. These are all positions that Donald Trump has wanted to give to people who were big supporters of his, and he wants in his cabinet or as high-level advisors. And so far, he's doing pretty well. If you think about it, only one person didn't make the grade, and that was Matt Gaetz. And I think he was DOA at the beginning. Marco Rubio, as Secretary of State, was confirmed right away by a huge number, 99-0. And one by one, these other cabinet selections are coming into line. So I would give President Trump high marks for his ability to make this happen, along with Republicans in the Senate, including the Senate leader, John Thune, who has been able to help shepherd these people through a process. But it's been hairy. It's tough questions. The answers have to be good enough to secure your Republican base and maybe on occasion bring over a Democrat. But the Democrats have held the line pretty well as to what they don't want, which is some of these people in the Trump cabinet.
And when we're talking about, again, how the Democrats have reacted in the sense, we know that they've been voting along party lines, but another person who's also voted against some of those nominations as well in the Republican Party is Senator Mitch McConnell. Of course, he has been a long-standing member of the Republican Party, really a force that folks look at to see where the direction of the party is going. Of course, we know he's getting older now. But what are your thoughts on him not voting to confirm some of Trump's picks?
Mitch McConnell marches to his own drummer, and for years, obviously, he held the position now being held by John Thune. But it's one of these things where it's towards the end of a career, and he's I think on one hand is obviously not a fan of Donald Trump. I mean, that's pretty clear and pretty known in Washington D.C. And I'm not sure he has wanted to give Donald Trump victories, but he is an old line Republican. So I think for Republicans who may be watching tonight, I think you can trust in Mitch McConnell, but he's now at an age and a place in his career where I think he isn't willing to give Donald Trump whatever he wants.
And the numbers, again, for the Trump cabinet are continuing to grow. It's been reported 16, 17 members. They are now confirmed. They were also talking about the pace at which they've been confirmed. Is this normal? When Biden was confirming his cabinet members, did the same sort of thing happen? Just out of curiosity.
Yes, oh, absolutely. There's a tussle that goes on over people being named or confirmed, I should say, and it has stretched in history, often into March. We are, about midway through February, and most of the major cabinet positions have been filled. And I think that Thune in the Senate has moved people along as expeditiously as you can, given the controversial nature of some of his picks. I mean, somebody like a Tulsi Gabbard really had to work hard to get Republican support. She wasn't going to get Democrats, but she had to work hard to get Republican support. And of course, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., that was just a knockdown, drag out battle. And those things take time because it's not just the final vote, it's getting them into the stream to make a final vote. And that takes time because the Democrats are doing what they can to hold up progress. But again, Donald Trump is coming to the end here of the fight for his cabinet nominees, and I think he's going to get just about everybody.
And lastly, before I let you go, of course, we do know that Kash Patel's vote is expected to happen on Thursday. What comes after that? Is there anybody else in the pipeline that we should truly be looking ahead to and keep our eyes on? And do you think that their path will be similar to Kash Patel's, or do you think it might be closer to a Pete Hegseth or Tulsi Gabbard?
Yeah, I think after Patel, it's basically smooth sailing for the president. And you mentioned Hegseth, and he was another one that was a knockdown, drag out battle. All of this takes time, but Donald Trump brought together in this cabinet, disparate voices, people that he has argued with over time, agreed with and disagreed with. And I think that shows his ability to move past disputes. We always think about Donald Trump as kind of having a list, and if you're on it, he's not going to do much with you. And maybe Nikki Haley's on that list, and maybe a couple of others. But for the most part, all of these people that he selected for the cabinet, one by one, are being confirmed. And so Donald Trump will have his team in place. And so, in a sense, no excuses.
And it'll be interesting to watch. Again, we want to thank Brian Sobel, political analyst. He's always on the show helping us break down some of these cabinet confirmations and what is to be expected. We appreciate you for joining us this evening on Live.
My pleasure. Good seeing you.
Good to see you.